gentlemen, Bungle. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. Today, we are going over the Panzer 470B, as in victory, the premium tank destroyer for Germans in the Battle of Berlin campaign. Now, be aware, since this is a premium vehicle and it's not found on the Enlisted or the Gaijin store, you're going to have to pay roughly 5,000 Enlisted gold. And the way you find this vehicle really is going through the logistics tab. For the Axis in the Battle of Berlin campaign, you will find you have to pay 5,000 Enlisted gold. Best practices, best method here really is purchasing the $50 Enlisted gold bundle. That way you have enough gold to purchase this, as well as kind of leftover gold too for whatever else you want to spend gold on in Enlisted. Now, moving down to kind of the overview, what is the Panzer 470B as in victory? Well, this is a tank destroyer. So what do I mean by a tank destroyer? Well, it is designed to go and kill tanks, especially T-34-85s, as well as the IS-1. Now, moving down to the performance, the real question is here, Bungle, how's the weaponry? Well, it comes with an L/70 7.5 centimeter 75 millimeter cannon. This gun is great with its armor-piercing rounds, as well as its high explosives for one with AP, taking out T-34-85s, one-shotting them, same with IS-1s, as well as with its high explosives dealing with infantry. Keep in mind, since this is a tank destroyer and it does not have a turret, it has a limited traverse arc with its gun. You can't have a 360 turret rotation like you would normally find in, let's say, a Tiger or a Panther. This is a limited traverse arc, so it only has a certain amount of angles that the gun can swivel unless you have to go and move the entire tank. So this means you kind of have to have some situational awareness when you're dealing with enemy tanks as well as enemy infantry, which could swarm you and take out your tank. Now, for kind of crowd control and defenses, you have the Coaxial 7.92 millimeter machine gun. This machine gun is the same thing, just like the main armament, the cannon. You're going to have a limited traverse arc with that. So keep in mind, you don't have a roof machine gun as well, so you only have this Coaxial. That's the best way of dealing with crowd control. You have to have that situational awareness to make sure you're not getting swarmed by infantry. Now, when we talk about the armor, we can kind of compare this to the Panzer 470. A is an Outpost, A is an Alpha. This one is more of the campaign level tech tree tank that you can go and pick up, and also a gold order, which in my opinion, this tank is a scam. That tank is just, not even worth picking up, and the Panzer 470A is just total garbage. Whereas this tank, the Panzer 470V as in victory, this tank is actually very, very well armored. It has sloped armor, so what that means is that T-34-85 rounds are going to kind of mostly, all the time, bounce off this tank. The only time you will be penetrated by a T-34-85 or an IS-1 with its 85 millimeter cannon is that if they're aiming at your transmission at your lower glacis and actually manage to get some rounds in there and actually penetrate your tank and start killing your crew. But in general, this tank is pretty much invulnerable from the front. Now, its weaknesses, of course, being a limited traverse arc and everything like that, you can kind of get, taken out by infantry with demo packs and everything like that. Now, when we move to kind of how the mobility is on this tank is actually very, very, very good. The mobility is actually very quick. You can kind of traverse the battlefield, no problem. This is actually quicker, in my opinion, compared to a Panther and a Tiger. Now, moving down to, is it worth it? So the main question is here, how does this perform to, let's say, a Panther A or even a Tiger? In my opinion, this is a great addition to a lineup of having the premium Panther A alongside this tank, the Panzer 4V is in victory, a tank destroyer. This tank is going to be really beneficial for grinding. And I know players have asked me, hey, Bungle, what about the Tiger? And here's my kind of mindset with it. If you are playing to grind, to go and unlock content and everything like that, you want to try to load up as many premium squads as you can in your lineup. The main reasoning behind this is that premium squads get an XP bonus, and as a result, if you do well, essentially like with this tank, you get a lot of XP and it expedites your grind. Now, if you're playing to have fun, the Tiger is a good tank. The Tiger and the Panzer 470B as in victory are both really good tanks. It's up to player preference if you just want to go and play and have a fun time. But in general, I usually play to grind to unlock content and to go and review this content, and having the Panzer 470B as in victory is actually a great addition to my lineup alongside a Panther A to go and grind and unlock content. Another thing with this vehicle, with this tank, is you also get a really good crew with it, and the crew comes with perks that makes the tank a lot easier and fun to play, especially when it comes to kind of like the main highlight in my opinion, the ability to switch rounds by pressing R in the middle of reloading. So if you're trying to go and deal with, let's say, a T-34-85 and you are currently having HE loaded and you're trying to deal with infantry too, but then you see that T-34-85 and you're in the middle of reloading, you just press R, you switch to armor piercing while you're reloading, and you will take out that T-34-85 no problem. Now, if you reach this point in the video, new viewer, possibly new subscriber, well, I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Having you sub and mash that like button does help me with the YouTube algorithm. Returning sub, returning viewer, and let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.